within the book, The India in 50 Lives. 50 people from India. We are reading Guru Nanak. Part 1 I read already. Part 2. This is part 2 of Nanak. Oh, Nanak, like Kabir, believed in a universal God that was nirankar. Nirankar. Without form. This formless divinity could nevertheless be discovered almost like an inner voice operating within us all. One of Nanak's most powerful verses points towards this presence. There is no but one God, true is his name. Begins the Mole mantra of Nanak's JapJi. Verses to be recited without music at daybreak. Have we ever done that? Without music? We have to read the JapJi at daybreak. Goodness. How could that not have been done? I'm going to read the JapJi at daybreak. The Creator, fearless, without rancor, it is daybreak. The Creator, fearless, without rancor, timeless, unborn, self-existent, by God's grace he is known. Meditate on him, he was true, in the beginning, in the primal time. We just read the JapJi at daybreak. Well, yet when Kabir remained at heart a rebel and a critic, and where both Sufism and many of the bhakti movements of his time centered on personal devotion and salvation, Nanak brought into being a belief system that required its followers not just worship but social action, and the creation of a community of belief and works. Do you think you need social action in religion? Whatever, if you're avatar and a saint. Indians can be notoriously fussy about food. Interesting. What's in it? Who cooked it? Who served it? Good point. They worry about the vibrations. The concern is rooted in the caste system with its fearful taboos about purity and pollution. Its humiliating rules about who can and can't prepare food. Who is allowed to eat together despite decades of reform efforts in rural and urban India today. There remain upper caste people who will break a cup if a dalit has touched it. Eating a meal cooked by a dalit or someone from a different religion. Unthinkable still for many Indians. So they have very food sensitive. Who touched it? Who touched my food? Did somebody think during the preparation of our meal? I personally don't allow any thinking even. The Sikh langar, a communal kitchen. Collective meal blows apart these rules. Wow. You could just go to Arjan's kitchen in Amritsar and have lentils with chapati. You like dal with chapati? They used to make it for the last 500 years. Food cooked in a Sikh temple or gurudwara is served by volunteers to anyone who comes. Everyone eats together, seated on the floor. It's an equalizing act, an effacing of caste and other boundaries. While many hungry people go to the langars in Delhi's gurdwaras or in Birmingham. Birmingham, oh, that's in England, I think. Or to the two in Queens, New York. Should we go to the Sikh langar in the Queens of New York? Seems Queens is famous in this book. Queens, New York, because the food is good and free. There's a decidedly political dimension, a small protest against old ways of thinking that are diminishing but by no means dead. Interesting, the power, the political, the social aspect of eating. That's quite revolutionary. This everyday act of radicalism was introduced by Nanak in his 50s. When he had finished wandering, he established a village at Kartarpur in the Punjab, on the banks of the Ravi River, and lived there for the last 2 decades of his life with his wife and 2 sons. The members of this community, or pantha, sounds like path, but it's pant, became his first followers, or learners. The original. Seems like I learned things even after I thought I knew things. The Guru taught his disciples to practice an intense personal devotion to the formless, ever-present God, as well as to pursue an active life in the world. He cemented the bonds of the community by having everyone, regardless of caste or gender or status, eat together on the floor. I don't mind eating on the floor. I ate in the gurudwara. I ate at the kitchen of Guru Arjan in Amritsar, the Golden Temple. Well, and I still like just dal with chapati. Navtev Sarna explains the significance of the langar. If one God created this whole creation, then how can he have created man differently, men and women for that matter? And if you're sitting on the floor and eating off leaves, it brings this message through even more clearly. When you take it back 500 odd years, you can see what a major accomplishment this might have been. Society was not only marked by the rich and the poor, but it was also very straight-laced between the caste and subcaste. Eating off leaves. Actually, you can eat off leaves. And that sort of solves the ecological problem of plastic and paper. Just eat off leaves, and so therefore you should just eat chickpeas, lentils and chapati, and just eat off the floor and solve the furniture problem, and just sit cross-legged on the floor eating your chapati off leaves. Nanak also knew how to use food in an incendiary way. He said in the Janam Sakhi that he challenged the vegetarian of